Hello everybody, welcome to another True Review. Today I'm bringing you Lovely Planet on the Xbox One, which releases on the 8th of January 2016. It's priced at $7.99 in the UK. I don't have prices for other regions unfortunately, but I would imagine it's going to be something like $9.99, something like that, maybe $11.99, I'm not entirely sure. But the best way I can describe Lovely Planet is it's a first-person game, but it's not a traditional first-person shooter, even though it does involve shooting an awful lot. The premise of the game is you have to go from A to B on the levels simply by killing all the enemies, and that will gain you 1 star on the level. To earn the other 2 stars on the level, however, this is where the meat of the game is. You get the 2nd star by clearing the level in the part under the part-time, and you get the 3rd star by scoring 100% accuracy. Thankfully, you don't have to obtain all 3 stars in one go. You can concentrate on one aspect or another, otherwise the game would be ridiculously hard, even though it is ridiculously hard already. Now, don't let the game's cutesy graphics and simplistic graphics fool you. This game is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This game is one of the hardest games I have played in my life. I would say it's kind of like a Demon Souls FPS. It's so punishing, but it's so yet rewarding when you actually complete one of the levels. It starts off pretty simple, where you're just shooting enemies who are static, don't move, and they very rarely fire at you. But as the game progresses, there are bullets that are being launched at you, homing bullets that you must take down. There's even like cherry bombs which get launched up into the air, which don't actually pose a threat to you, but you actually have to take them out before they hit the ground. If they hit the ground, you die, it's game over. And it's this combination of having to move fast and be accurate as hell that just makes the game so addictive. Now, this review should have been up quite some days ago, but I've been playing the game so much I haven't been able to get around to do it. The look of the game doesn't really scream how good it actually is. This is an early contender for Game of the Year, and we're only in the first week of 2016 already. It's going to take some knock it off. This is off the top of the list, and I quite readily admit this game has beaten me into the ground. I've got to the 4th world where things are just getting absolutely mental. I mean, you'll see from the video footage that I'm putting up to accompany this review how accurate you've got to be at times. And when I say accurate as well, you've no crosshair. It's an FPS, but there's no crosshair. You have to judge it all by like firing from the hip. It takes some getting used to. There is a lock-on feature which you can actually use, but for me, it actually made the game harder to actually play, because when you did the lock-on, the camera kind of like jittered onto the nearest enemy and kind of like threw you out. Now, a lot of the later levels, it doesn't work very well on. The earlier levels, yes, it does, because you're having to just like be on the floor and shooting, but on later levels you're having to jump in mid-air from platform to platform and do some pretty precise jumping and aiming at the same time. So when you use the lock-on and it fires to lock on to a enemy, it throws your direction out that you're aiming in, so obviously you may be heading towards a platform and fall to your death. Very tricky. One thing I will give this game that I really like about it, games like this usually frustrate me because they don't have a quick restart feature. Now, this game, you die and you're back into the action straight away. You can even quickly restart the action yourself if you want to, if you feel like you've messed up by a single button press, which is really good, because you don't want to be loading in the level every 2 seconds or navigating a menu to restart. It's just quick and easy just to restart if you decide you messed up or you're not going to beat the time. But the levels are generally pretty quick anyway. I mean, I'm halfway through World 4 at the moment out of 5 worlds, and I think the longest part time was less than 30 seconds, so it's a very quick fighting game. Like I say, graphically it's very simplistic. You're looking at basic geometric shapes for your enemies, and that's pretty much it really. There's not a lot of variation in them. The graphics are like pastel, cartoony shaded, very simplistic, but it kind of works really well. The music is fantastic. It gives a nice little haunting tune throughout the levels of the Lovely Planet, which really fit the game well. The one criticism with the sound, the one level, is that the sound effects could do with being a bit louder. Even if you tinker around in the menus and even if you turn the music off entirely, the sound effects are very quiet. Now, a lot of the time that's not an issue, but sometimes in the levels you have to quickly turn and take a quick snapshot and don't actually able to look and wait to see where your bullet actually lands, see if it kills an enemy. And when it does kill an enemy, there is a little audio cue, but it's very, very quiet, and it's very difficult to hear if you've actually taken the enemy out. So I would have liked some more kind of on-screen notification or some kind of bigger, larger audio cue that you have actually hit the enemy. Because on a few of the later levels, you just literally have to turn, shoot. I mean, you're already turning towards the next enemy to carry on the level, and you get to the end of the level and you find out you've missed one baddie, and then obviously you failed because of that. Achievement wise, this is going to be a really hard 1000 points. Bulk of the achievements are for getting 3 stars on all the levels of all the worlds. And as I say, by the time you get to world 3, the game is brutal already. World 4 is just insane. And world 5, if I ever get to it, I'm dreading to think what world 5 actually has in store. But it's one of those games that does reward perseverance. I mean, I was literally stuck on one level for an hour and a half just trying to do the down level, get 3 stars on it. And it's a game that you should get frustrated at. It's a game that you should be wanting to throw the control pad through the screen at. But you just don't for some reason. You just want to push on and you want to get that bit better and you want to get that 3rd star. And when you do, it's just such a great feeling that you've actually managed to achieve it. And when the realization hits you, the next level is going to be even harder. It's just a crazy old game, so it's going to be a very, very difficult 1000 gamer score. There's some easy points to be had, to be fair, finding secrets and such as that. So I'd probably say it's about an easy-ish 500, but the remaining 500 are going to be very, very tricky to actually obtain. So overall, I'm going to give Lovely Planet a cracking 8 out of 10. Really, really love this game. Like I say, its simplistic nature, don't let that fool you. This game is highly playable and it's very, very brutal. If you're the kind of person who's going to lose your rag very quickly, I'd probably consider not going ahead with this game because it will push you to the edge and it will get you highly frustrated. But like I say, it's one of those games where perseverance does pay off, and the sense of satisfaction when you do complete a level is really, really good. So a cracking start of the year, 8 out of 10 for Lovely Planet. I hope you enjoyed that review, guys. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and follow me on my various social media pages. It really does help me build the channel. Thanks for watching.